So some more assembly here on the steam launch Artemis engine. Just wanted to show off some more pieces of this really well put together steam plant. The more that I've worked on it, the more just real care and accuracy you can see. So this here, you've got incoming steam line. What's really interesting is this whole thing that someone took the time to put together. You can see how they machined this off, made this whole housing, a coupling there, half coupling. So you've got our oiler. So this is really neat, the throttle on this. I don't know if I can pop that off there, but it's so well thought out. There's actually a rounded disc, not one-handed, but there's a rounded disc in here I'll show sometime that actually has a almost a small snouted thing in there that rides on this plate that throttles the inlet of the steam. It's really interesting, really well put together versus having just, you know, say a ball valve there. Then put the pumps back on. So this whole tray right here bolts onto the frame down there. So I got that all put back together, and this is your water pump here. This is a vacuum pump, wet air pump right there. I've got to remake the end of this. When I received the boat, I believe this for winterization, this cap was taken off. So that's got to be redone. But this is actually in the, it's in the book, the steam launch book. It was in one of the magazines. I actually tracked that down and found some crude drawings, so I think I can replicate the back end of that. But I've got the cylinder heads back on. I've oiled everything just to keep it going inside. The cylinders look great. Moves really nicely. See how those pumps are chain driven up there. You got the valve gear here. So as we change this position relative to those eccentrics, change our timing. In this engine, it actually looks like you can cut it off. Essentially have variable timing. She's got gauges on both valve chests. This would be the high pressure cylinder, and then the low pressure cylinder. But another really unique feature of this boat was that in the writings that I found on the webs, he describes that it would, or when it was originally put together, it did have a keel cooler. And then at some point in the 90s, they supposedly decided they were going to pull that keel cooler, and then they bolted on this cooler on the side here. So it's actually kind of cool. It bolts right on there, and it's just well thought out, well made. Look how it's flanged with those socket head cap screws there. They've got their exhaust temperature gauge. This would be your raw water. So you've got your steam coming off the low pressure cylinder. This was a collection from the generator. Come down, goes into the condenser. This is a condenser. So you've got seawater over here on this side. And then you've got condensate that would work its way through here to the vacuum pump and then back to the boiler. And then this pump would be your water pump, putting water back into the boiler from the hot well. Beautiful engine. Built sometime in the 60s, supposedly, from what I've been told and read. Again, this is for the technical folks, double acting, compounding steam engine. Steam launch Artemis.